Welcome back to the Tigers Den podcast, guys. Before we get started, you already know what we got to do. Smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're brand new, and don't forget to ring that bell and join the Noti Squad. And make sure you hit those links down in my description. Follow your boy on Twitter, IG, and Facebook at Big C Got Game. Talk about sweating one out, y'all. Our Tigers are three-time SEC champions after narrowly escaping Georgia. 38-35 was your final. It was tight throughout. Georgia was up 13, and I'm going to say it now. I'd made some dumb decisions in this game, all right? But let's take a look at the stats. First up is Chris King. Horrible day. 23 of 39, 301, a touchdown, but he did throw 6 interceptions. A lot of this had to do with scheme on Georgia's part, which I was definitely shocked by. They played a lot more zone than I thought. And then it was like me trying to force the ball downfield, trying to force the ball into Bradford too much, and they just took advantage of that. There was one interception. It was by Barry, their cornerback. I don't know how he caught that ball. I tried to angle the ball out or like down upfield a little bit more, but he jumped and made this interception. And when stuff like that happens, all you can do is throw your hands up and just shrug because it was just one of those days. On the ground, Joe Thomas finished 26 for 158, 2 touchdowns on the game, consistent. JT was he carried the team this week. We were able to get things going like in the second quarter, going into the second half. First quarter, we had no offense. I'm not even going to lie to you. We couldn't run the ball, and it was frustrating. He was getting like 1 yard, 3 yards. And as you can see, he finished averaging 6 yards a carry. So thank you, JT, for carrying the load for us. Out wide, Jordan Paxson led the way with 6 grabs for 77 yards. Gerald Cox came in relief because Sean Edwards went out with a back spasm injury. He'll be back for the national championship, though. Cox had 4 catches for 65 yards and a touchdown, and Bradford had 4 catches for 64 yards, and Antonio Walker had 4 catches for 41 yards. Sean Edwards going down really hurt our offense. He does a lot for our offense. He's able to spread out. He's able to go deep. He's able to come across the middle, and he's one of our most reliable targets. So as soon as he got hurt, it was like, oh, man, the offense was just out of sync after that. On defense, I couldn't be any more proud of Brandon Ginn. He had 12 tackles and 4 for loss. We don't run a lot of our base defense because these teams that we're facing are using 4 wideouts, 3 wideouts. But like here lately, past 2-3 games, I've been running more of a base defense with a single high safety, and that allowed Ginn to get more playing time. And he came out and balled this week. We're really going to need him against Navy and their spread offense, so I'm glad to see he's playing well. Rayshawn Baker had an interception. Ron Bennett had an interception. Shout out to Torian Ray. He got the sack. And then Mike Collins. Shout out to Mike Collins. 2 interceptions this week. We needed him big time. He played a lot of center field. He played a lot of single coverage. And he just did what he was supposed to do, man. And I'm happy for him. And I'm happy that he's on our team. Now, let me say this. We would have lost this game if it was not for Eric Rogers. Eric Rogers definitely won this game for us, okay? He took a kickoff return back to the house, 104 yards. Then he got a punt return and returned it 63 yards to the house. He is the most electrifying player in college football today. And you kick the ball to him, you risk the chance of him taking it back to the house. Digging deeper into the team's stats, as you can see, we dominated across the board as far as like yardage, 465. That's, kind of our norm. We went 9-10 on third down, but where we got hurt was the 6 turnovers. And like I said, Chris King is a gunslinger. He's been doing that all year, but this had to be his worst game of his junior year. And hopefully going into this national championship, he can get things back together and, we can get back to how we normally run our offense. So we take a look at the final BCS standings of the year, and you can see Grambling State finished number 1. Navy, undefeated this year, finishes number 2. Michigan, with 3 losses, finishes 3. They're up 3 spots. A&M up 1 spot to 4. Oklahoma, your Big 12 champions, up 5 spots to 5. USC's up 5 spots to 6 after becoming the Pac-12 champions, beating Oregon. UCF sitting there at 7. Nebraska falls 4 spots to 8. Oregon falls 6 spots to 9. And then Mississippi State rounds out your top 10. So, your national championship, Navy, Grambling State. And your Heisman winner for Season 6 of the Grambling State Dynasty is Joel Thomas, running back from Bridge City, Louisiana, Grambling State's own. My man had another amazing year. He was the full-time starter. The show was all his, and he carried the load. 339 carries, 2,336 yards. He averaged 6.9 yards a carry. Might as well say 7 yards a carry. Almost 180 yards a game, and had 33 touchdowns, almost 500 yards after his first hit. So, yeah, big congratulations to Joel Thomas. That's his second Heisman in his career. He won it his freshman year, and he goes out in his junior year and wins it again. And it was a big award season for Grambling State. Joel Thomas wins the Maxwell Award as well as the Walter Camp Award. The Bednarik goes to Jason West, the linebacker from Grambling State. But as you can see, there's Grambling State players all over the board. You have Rayshawn Baker on the list, Brent Stovall, Marvin Goff, and Chris Forwarder all finished in the top 5. So it's a team award. The Nagurski goes to Jason West, Marvin Goff, Torian Ray all on the board as well. The O'Brien Award goes to Chris King. Congratulations to the junior. The Doak Walker also goes to Joel Thomas. The Bolitnikoff Award goes to Sean Edwards, and he had a huge year. 68 grabs for 1,384 yards and 16 touchdowns. The Mackey Award goes to the big fella, Rob Bradford, 78 catches, 1,079 yards, and 11 touchdowns. The Lombardi this year goes to Marvin Goff. He came back for his senior year and had a pretty stellar year, man. 45 tackles and 8 sacks. Right behind him is his line mate, Torian Ray. In his junior year, he led the team in sacks with 12. Best linebacker goes to Jason West. And the Thorpe Award. Look at all these Grambling State players on the Thorpe Award list. You have Rayshawn Baker, who walks away with the award. Then you have Brent Stovall, Chris Forwarder, Ken Johnson, and finishing 6th is Mike Collins. But let's go back up here and talk about Rayshawn Baker. He was our first big get in this recruiting class. He finished with 6 interceptions on this season so far. He took one back to the house. He's got 5 deflections. He's our shutdown corner, man, and I will not be shocked if he decides to declare for the NFL draft. And then, of course, returner of the year goes to freshman Eric Rogers. In all, he's had 7 touchdowns taken back to the house, 8 if you include a kick 6. This kid is dynamic, and he's only a freshman. Now it's time to take a look at the All-American list. And, again, Grambling State is sprinkled all over this thing. Joel Thomas is on the list. Wideout Sean Edwards. Tight end Rob Bradford. Right guard Otis Allen. Defensive end Torian Ray. Defensive tackle Marvin Goff. Outside linebacker Jason West. Corner Rayshawn Baker. Safety Mike Collins. Safety Chris Forwarder. And your kick returner is Eric Rogers. On the second team, you have Anthony Williams, guard. Center Rich Golden. Corner Brent Stovall as a nickel corner. And then on the freshman team, you have Antonio Walker. Left tackle Chris Murphy. Corners Kenneth Johnson and corner Eric Rogers. Let's see what the all-SEC team looks like. And the all-SEC team is nothing but Grambling State. Chris King, Joel Thomas, Sean Edwards, Rob Bradford, Anthony Williams, Rich Golden, Otis Allen. Marcus Berry gets the nod. Torian Ray, Caleb Causey is on the list. Marvin Goff, Jason Brown, middle linebacker Brandon Ginn. Then you got Jason West. At corner, Rayshawn Baker, Brent Stovall, Mike Collins, Chris Forwarder. Punter, Mike Baker. And then returner is Eric Rogers. To the recruiting trail we go, and here is the board going into the off season. We still have Pierre Jackson as our number one player on our board. He is a must get. He has Texas as his number one team as of right now, but it's less than 1,000 points. So we will be putting majority of our points into Pierre Jackson. I think he's going to be a star running back once he touches down on campus. Then we have D-tackle Martin Mills. Our lead is growing over Minnesota and Miami. I want to get him into the fold as well. Build up that defensive line like I've been doing for the past few years. And then Will Banks, another 5-star player on our board. He's the number one outside linebacker from Louisiana. We're behind Oklahoma by 30 points. My plan is to put probably 8,000 points into Pierre Jackson, maybe 9,000, and then splitting the rest of them up between these two players. So it's time to get ready for the national championship, where we will be taking on the number 2 team in the nation right now, the Navy Midshipmen. They come in undefeated, 12-0 on the season. The only team that is worth talking about them beating was USF, and they beat them by 9 points, 28-19. They beat Army, they beat Tulane, and they beat Mississippi. Air Force had a good year at 9-4. Honestly, their schedule looks kind of weak. They played 4 teams over 500 on their schedule. But we got to be careful because we know that they are an option team. And the midshipmen are led by quarterback Jamil Williams. He's 6'2", 215, a junior. He's thrown for 1,294 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. But, of course, this is not a passing team. They are a run-first team, and this kid has some decent speed, 82 speed with 82 acceleration. He has some elusiveness and some trucking ability. We are going to have to play contained defense this week. We're probably going to switch back to our 3-4 defense just to help contain these running backs and the scrambling quarterback. Talking about running backs, John Vincent. He's carried the ball 247 times for just under 1,600 yards and 15 touchdowns. He's going to be the main guy we got to keep our eyes on. Then you have Danny Billings, the 6', 198 senior running back from Texas. He's got 1,064 yards and 11 touchdowns. And then there's Williams, 909 yards and 10 scores. And their backup, Terry Lee, he's even on the board, 256 and 3 scores. We're going to have to switch up our defense. If we do decide to stay in our base defense, we're probably going to put 8 in the box. That way we can be there. We can contain the tosses and the pitches. I still haven't decided if we're going to focus on the quarterback more or focus on the running back. Honestly, I would rather have the quarterback beat us than have these two running backs just go insane. So it'd probably be back and forth. But we're going to have to wrap up and tackle this week. Out wide, Kelvin Rodriguez is the lead receiver with 41 grabs for 421 and 4 touchdowns. Matt Williams, he's their key guy. He's their superstar out wide, 17 grabs, 373 and 3 scores. And then you have Dallas Peterson, 6'1", 189, 16 grabs, 168 and a touchdown. And Vincent could even come out of the backfield. He's got 269 and 1 touchdown. I'm not too concerned about their wide receivers. I just want to make sure that our corners are always going to be down to help, to tackle, and keep these guys in the backfield and not let them spring out. On defense, Larry White leads the way with 70 tackles at right outside linebacker. And then on the left side, you have Andre Johnson. He's second on the team with 56 tackles. Larry White leads the team in sacks with 5.5. And then you have Brian Fuller, a freshman, with 4.5 sacks. And defensive lineman named Wendell Kaysen, he's got 3.5 sacks. And Larry White must be a player, man, because he also leads the team in interceptions. Then you have a bunch of guys with 1. You have Cliff Carroll, Dennis Matthews, Joel Fletcher, Paul Owens, Micah Henley, Mike Turner, and Larry Perry. So let's dig deeper into this Navy roster. So here's a look at the Navy offensive line. Decent left tackle, decent left guard, okay center, okay right guard, okay right tackle. Should be an interesting matchup against our defensive line. Now their defensive line, Kaysen's going to be nice. Fuller is the stud freshman who's got the sacks. Up the middle, Givens and Royal should be interesting. They're both hole pluggers, 307, 310 apiece. They have Andre Johnson at left outside linebacker. Carroll and Thompson up the middle for them are going to be beast, 85 and 84 overall. Larry White is the leader on the defense. He's the one with the tackle. He leads the team in tackles, sacks, and interceptions. And at corner, just what I thought. Our receivers should be able to eat this week. Micah Henley is slow. He's their best corner. Fletcher is slow. And Turner is slow too. We have 4 or 5 wide receivers that are over 95 in speed. So it should be an interesting matchup against these corners. Their safety, Dennis Matthews, he looks like a solid player as a senior. He's a big boy, 6'4", 207. Wow. And then that strong safety, Khalid Irons, he looks decent, 79 overall, 86 speed. He's a coverage safety. Let's see what his looks like. Oh, 77? Oh, yeah, we're about to eat, y'all. Whoa. Interesting. And it looks like Herbie is rolling with Navy. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're brand new. Don't forget to ring that bell. Join the Noti Squad. And hit those links down in your boy's description. Follow me on Twitter, IG, and Facebook at Big C Got Game. And I will see you guys in the next one as we look to make it back-to-back national championships. Ooh, this is going to be a good game. I can't believe Herbie's rolling with Navy. That's crazy. I'm going to talk to y'all in the next one, man. I'm hyped to play this game. I hope you guys are hyped to watch it. Thanks for all the support on the videos, man. I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.